On today's episode, we're going to be looking through a large collection of stuff, ranging from electronics, from telephone to an old computer to a reel-to-reel tape decks to cassette players to multimeters to record player components and more. So stay tuned. Today, I'm going to be looking through several boxes of stuff that was given to me by a friend who is cleaning out a storage unit. And this is what I have so far. This is the first thing we're going to take a look at. There's a lot of stuff, so this video could be quite long. We'll just go through it bit by bit. This thing is very heavy. It is a Lorraine power supply, and I believe it is for powering telephone systems. So we actually have a date stamp up here of 8/84, so 1984. Down, see up at the top we have terminals for a ring, so 110 volts AC at 30 hertz to make it ring. That's interesting. So that explains the big heavy transformer in here. Up here we have input taps, so we've got 111, 17, 123 or 129 volts. And let's see, I have the fuse and the holder. I think it's in the garage for that. Down here we have more terminals for a relay, talking, buzzing, and a lamp. So this is some sort of intercom system power supply or office building telephone interchange power supply. Pretty interesting. It's really heavy. But there's a lot more. I'm just going to grab stuff at random. This here is a Micronta power modulation SWR tester. Really interesting, except somebody cut the cord off of it, so I can't really use it now. I'll have to figure out what this was and what I can do for replacing the cord on it. See if I can make it work to measure stuff. Some of this stuff isn't exactly valuable, like this time and weather device, but I thought it was interesting. Here are some Fillmore microphones. These were for recording onto cassette tape or reel-to-reel. Not sure what these are about, if these are in stereo or something. Let's see, let's take a look at this box. This has a lot of goodies in it. I'll get to this in a second. Capacitors. A black box with an on-off switch. You know that's got to be important. I think it's just an empty project box. Connectors. Pack of transistors. Switches. Micro switches. Integrated circuits. Giant LEDs. That is interesting. I might use these for some stuff. Some barrel jacks. I'm not exact. Oh, a trigger coil. That is interesting. More capacitors. Resistors. Capacitors. This box is pretty old. This looks like an actual integrated type circuit. Capacitors and resistors all in one unit there. That's kind of interesting. Some purple snakeskin type material. Only one left in there. Central Lab. A lot of these are all new in package from way back. This is a shrink wrapped single IC on there. RCA 945. Resistor, another capacitor, switches. I think. Oh, green neon lamps. That's interesting. Computer connectors. One lone vacuum tube. Is an EL34 or /6 CA7. Looks like it's brand new, actually. Someone's key. Mostly just junk at the bottom here. I got a turntable head shell. That is interesting. All right, I'm going to clean all this up. Here is a record player head shell with a cartridge and stylus. This is by Ortofon. It's an MC20. And I believe, based on the little knowledge that I have, that this is an original MC20. We have our connections up here. Unfortunately, there's no wires and the screws are missing for this, but I would love to test this thing out. It's very dirty. It's got dust and magnetic debris. There's a magnet right here that's attracted a lot of dirt, but it does appear to have its stylus, which is nice. Here's another box of junk. We have a telephone ringer. This is a single bell unit. Very interesting. A whole bunch of mini VHS, I believe these are. We have a Heathkit probe, a scope demodulator probe, a whole lot of, a silicon transistor, a crossover network for some sort of speaker, and we got a pair of them. A pack of electronics. Actually, this is a function generator. Pretty interesting. Another mini VHS. Switch. An igniter for a kerosene heater. Okay. Xeon flash tubes. Wonder what... Oh, I see. Okay. Digital pulsar. I will have to figure out what this does. It looks useful. Still has its cord. Full chain switch. Extra batteries. And the switch. A screen filter of some sort. That is interesting. Cloth wire. Oh, a magnifying piece of glass. Maybe I can see my record player needle here. This glass is scratched. Very nice. Continuing our barn find here, we have a Commodore Amiga. I have never seen one of these in person before, and this one is in pretty rough shape, although I bet if someone who specializes in these antique computers could get a hold of it, they could bring it back to life. There are some unusual modifications done to this. The shell is clean. The keyboard appears to be intact, but it's very warped. There's the main board here. It looks relatively clean inside. It just needs to be put together. Here's a thing for it. I'm not sure if this is a video adapter. I'm not really into these types of computers, but it's really neat. Oh, and also has this here, which I believe is a memory expansion card. I'm not really sure. I'll have to take the barrel battery off and clean that up because it is corroding a little bit. This had some micro switches wired into the serial port. So if it was set up for playing games or triggering something, I thought that was kind of unusual.